Markets yesterday were really trying to come to grips with a fairly weak US retail sales report and weak data out of Europe. We'd seen US shares down on Wednesday night and shares were down in Asia yesterday. Overnight we saw a little bit better appetite for risk and US shares and European shares managed to post modest gains. We've had a 4-day losing streak on the share market here. It'll be interesting to see if we can snap that today. In terms of data out, there hasn't been much of late, but some producer price data out from the States showed that inflation hasn't gone away yet. Prices continue to rise within that data series, but if there's one thing that does crush inflation, it's a global recession. So people aren't too focused on the inflation data at the moment, they're more interested in activity data. On that front, we've got retail sales figures out today. We'll be looking closely at that just to see how the consumer's holding up here. In the past we've seen certainly a great deal of weakness in auto sales, but when we strip that out, the core retail sales have been hanging in reasonably given that the economy's in a recession. In terms of other data overnight, we saw continuing weakness in the US labour market, and that's in part coming from weakness in the auto sector with the bankruptcy of Chrysler, problems in other automakers there. We'll expect that to continue in the months ahead. In terms of data tonight, there's quite a bit coming out of the States, including consumer confidence figures, which are important for us to keep an eye on, to see how the consumer's holding up, and in turn what that's going to mean for demand for our exports into the States. For commodity prices and foreign exchange, it's a bit of a mixed bag. The New Zealand dollar is off that peak of 61 cents that we saw earlier in the week, trading around 59 cents. It's fairly evenly balanced at the moment. The currency could really tip either way from here, just depending on how that appetite for risk that we're seeing from global investors pans out, whether it improves or decreases in the next couple of days.